in Lamentations 3:37, that who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commanded it not? Our presence here is a sign of your ordination of this august and important day. And we thank you for your endorsement. We thank you for the life of the founding fathers of the Accra Academy. We thank you for all the headmasters. We thank you for all the board members, the staff, teachers, students, the old boys, and all stakeholders that have contributed to the success story of the Accra Academy. Indeed, when we look back at the years, we can see your mighty hand at work, granting us victories, successes, and all the great moments. This morning, we pray for the success of this book launch. And we also pray for as many that are traveling far and near to witness this program. We avert every evil, and we pray that your goodness and kindness and tender mercies will shine forth towards us this morning. That at the end of the day, all glory, honor, and adoration will be given unto you. We ask for the success of this program in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Odum. So we set the ball rolling, and we cannot do this without listening to our dear brothers in the school, especially the school choir, who would give us the school anthem, a very special one. You have built nations of men. We can sing along. We know the words. Over to you. Please, let's rise. Thunderous round of applause for the school choir. You can make it louder. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, honorable people. So officially we are commencing the program, and we are going to do the welcome remarks. The headmaster of the Great Accra Academy, Mr. Emmanuel Ofoe, Fiemawhle, will do the welcome address for us. Sir.
Thank you, Joe Latte Jr. and Eblaobi 97. Am I right? Thank you very much. You are the right person to be the MC for today. I am to give a welcome address on the launching of a book, Accra Bleu, The History of Accra Academy, from Jamestown to Bubuashi. But before the welcome address, I was having a discussion with Archbishop at the backstage, and he was giving an insight into the genesis of Ellen Hall. And it was so deep that I asked myself, so am I the right person to welcome them, since he is coming from the home of homes, and he knows the genesis of Accra Academy from Ellen Hall? But it is a formality for me to welcome you, so I will do that. Thank you very much. Nana Chairman Blaobi Akuoko Sapo, Omahini of Agogo Traditional Area, Honorable Reverend Ntim Fordjour, Deputy Minister of Education and an MP, the Most Reverend Charles Gabriel Pamabako, Metropolitan Archbishop of Cape Coast, Dr. Bempah Tandoh, Deputy Director General, Ghana Education Service, Quality and Access. Nananum present here, His Lordship, Blaobi Justice Jones Victor Mawulorm Dotse, Board Chairman, Mr. Joseph Amoa-Awuah, President of Aoba, Accra Academy Old Boys Association, all former heads present here, families of founders present here, executive of Parent-Teacher Association, executive of Aoba and Blaobi, staff, students of the school, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor and privilege to welcome all of you to this special occasion of not just the launch of a book, but a time to acknowledge the contributions and sacrifices of the founding fathers and eminent personalities of this institution. This literary work re-emphasizes the need for our students to pursue value-added education and not just education for the sake of reading and writing. Cardinal Ottaviani says, today nearly everyone can read, but only a few can think. Martin Luther King, in another form, collaborated this assertion by saying, intelligence plus character, that is the goal of a true education. The 726-page book titled Accra Bleu, The History of Accra Academy from Jamestown to Bubuashi by Simon Ontoyin, did not only expound 90-year journey of Accra Academy from 1931 to date, but also brings to light several unknown facts about the school, the high and low points in the history of the school, and the vision and values of the founding fathers, which can be attributed to their education in Silarium, Freetown, that shaped their minds and brought this education to the development of the developing individual. The book also seeks to bring to mind the positive outcome of the sacrifices, selflessness, perseverance, dedication, and discipline of the founding fathers, which we are all here to celebrate. In addition, it brings to fore the activities of eminent families and personalities who contributed immensely to bring to fruition the journey that was begun by the pioneers. The staff and students of Accra Academy acknowledges all of you today. As the saying goes, a people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Unfortunately, these values and dreams of these eminent personalities are hard to find in our society these days. Technology and globalization is gradually replacing our hard-held cultural values, traditions, and beliefs. The launch of this special biography of Accra Academy must not only be seen to be the usual book launch that we have witnessed and known, but as a living evidence of the dream of the founding fathers, and that is, education is made available to those who cannot afford to send their children to school. This was the motivation that ignited the dream of the birth of Accra Academy. It is therefore a huge achievement to have written a book in honor of these illustrious sons of the soil and to serve as inspiration to our youth today and the future. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my expectation that this book will forever give meaning to the mystery and accolade of the Blue Spirit in the training and education of our students. On behalf of the staff and students of Accra Academy, I welcome all of you to this book launch and wish you a successful celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ofoe. Fiemawhle. Yes, I got it right. And thank you very much. If you just joined us, we are the launch of the great book, Accra Academy, from Jamestown to Bubuashi. Well, we have a lot of distinguished people on the high table, and it is now time to find out who our chairman for this august occasion is going to be. Mr. Samuel Victor Quao will do that for us. Mr. Samuel Victor Quao is the chairman of the 90th Anniversary Planning Committee. He is also a former president of Amoa-Awuah, and then a former vice chair of the board. He is the right person to do this introduction for us. We now wait eagerly to know who our chairman for this occasion is. Mr. Quao, do us the honors. He will be assisted by Mr. Abbey-Ashong, who will later introduce the rest of the dignitaries to us. Once again, let's welcome them.
Thank you very much, Joe Latte Jr. Like you said, my name is Samuel Victor Quao. And Nana, who happens to be the chairman today, and I go back a long, long way. Thank you. Before I do the introduction, I'd like to quote a verse from the Accra school song. From humble growth, this school of ours, a place of pride has found. Her children, great in every clime of Ghana's great domain. And this goes with the theme for this morning's program. The Most Reverend Pamambakal, Metro Bishop of Cape Coast, the Honorable Deputy Minister for Education, His Lordship, Jones Victor Dotse, Chairman of the Board of Governors of Accra Academy, the Headmaster, Mr. Fiemawhle, and Simon Ontoyin, the author of the book we are about to launch. All other protocol observed. I feel highly honored that I've been chosen to introduce the chairman for this very special occasion, which is the launch of the book, Accra Bleu. The gentleman who has been chosen to steer this all-important function is the Oman Hene of the Agogo traditional area, Nana Akuoko Sarpong. Bleobi Nana Akuoko Sarpong attended the Accra Academy from 1954 to 1957, making him a Bleu 57. At Accra Academy, this distinguished son of the motherland was at the time the president of the debating club, which were very early signs that Nana was to become an astute lawyer that he became later in life. Nana was also a member of both the school's hockey and soccer teams. Our chairman has been very passionate about his alma mater, and the following few instances go to prove his passion for the Accra Academy. During the famine that hit Ghana in 1983, Nana, our chairman for today, supplied the school with truckloads of foodstuffs, comprising bags of maize, several tubers of yam, plantain, contemporary, and you name it, all the way from Agogo. And this was used to feed the students. Nananum, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is worthy of note that Nana served as chairman of the Board of Governors of the Accra Academy from 2007 to 2013, during which period he introduced the Green Revolution at the school. And this led to the formation of the Beautification and Landscaping Subcommittee of the board. Nana showed a personal interest in the work of this subcommittee and resourced it by providing the school with royal palm trees and other tree seedlings. He also donated to the school a number of peacocks and peahens which roam freely on the compound and add to the beauty of the school. Nana, together with a few other Bleobi, contributed significantly to the construction of the now named Samuel Ofoe Ejay Ceremonial Square, which is used to host large gatherings for outdoor events. Our chairman, together with Bleobi Vincent, was instrumental in getting the GET Fund to construct a new dormitory block for the school. This dormitory is now named Nana Akuoko Sarpong Hall. And the boys refer to the hall as Nash. This is the greatest honor a person can receive from their alma mater. Bleobi Nana Akuoko Sarpong has not only been inducted into the school's Hall of Fame, but he is a two-time recipient of the KG Konwa Award, then the highest award that the school confers on old boys, for his demonstrated keen interest in the development of the Accra Academy and his acclaimed international achievements. Oh, let's give it up for him before. Thank you. The chairman for today's function is also a horticultural farmer and has 5,000 hectares of cultivated forest plantation. Nana is also a food crop farmer with 100 acres of cassava, plantain, cocoyam, onions, and pepper under cultivation as a form of community education to combat hunger. In addition, Nana owns a beekeeping farm. Nana enjoys tennis.
Nana Aduchwa the first Otublohu Manye.
Obetro Academy ho abakosem. Edru brebia nipa benya enidaso kese no. Nanso na boafo eni ho. Nti oni nemwa no de na asem kotso na nanim. Achim agogoma hene. Na na Akuoko Sarpong. Serebo secha yesene so dade ekodi eninsem. Eja meme ya ne ho mi ye. Eja basatia doyewo. Baby enkonyo. Ode na asem na kotso nanim. Anatie na supem. Diosia yo. Nkoma odi nkukuo mu no. Enwa na yehui. Enwa na yehui. Enwa na yehui. Adriana de shie. Nana ya mo money yo. Nana no ma mashiemu. Mpenyefo a mashiemu ha. Ene be pa ho ntoma. Ama yehu ya bakosem. Ahu baby aye free, baby aye drew, any baby aye call. Anya sign chima bebo ye subo debi. Anya sign chima bebo ye subo debi. Anya can say mo money yo. Nana sasreku mo money yo. Nana Victor Sarpong mo money yo. Ontoyin mo money yo.
That was beautiful. That was resplendent. Apart from her beautiful face, she has a voice of 1,000 separate words. Yes. Well, at this stage, I would like to invite my co-MC, another Bleubi, Eric Van Escranche, over to you to continue with the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe Jr. Good morning once again. Like I said, my name is Kojo Vanes, and Joe Latte Jr. introduced himself and he said he was the school prefect of the 97 group. So it's only fair that I also mention who I was in my year group. So I completed in 2000, and in my year group, I was, and I still am, the friend to our school prefect. And I promise to, when I'm a friend to a school prefect, it doesn't end. We are friends till we meet again. So I also had the post. Interestingly, I noticed something that happened here when the school band or the school choir was singing the anthem, all of us were singing the first verse. When you got to the second verse, it was quiet. Then when you got to Ese Kwan Bideri, everybody in the room. So can we sing Ese Kwan Bideri? I know that's the part we are all very good with. Some of us, when it gets to the end, then we say, hey, God's a substance, hey, we don't even know how it ends. So can we just all sing the Ese Kwan Bideri together? Are you ready? 1, 2, go. Ese Kwan. Grabs the substance, leave the shadow, and onward to the truth. As a quam we dare, we are great. Very well, you've all passed and graduated to the...
What a Herculean task, I thought to myself. I've never published a book. So I've been praying. And Nana is still around. So I thank God that Nana is here himself to, to make sure that things go right. And as they say, when you are doing good things, the good Lord gives you more life. So, Nana, I think it's about time for us to be thinking about another book. Okay. Simon has done a wonderful job, and Simon is a child who eats with kings. Simon has a special relationship with most of the kings of Accra Academy. Nana Akuoko Sarpong, late Attah Okai, late VCRAC Crab, Ofoe J, Mr. Freeman, and many more. Be a symbol as a true Bloby. Now, if you have a copy of this book, well displayed in your living room or your library, this indicates that you are a true Bloby. And when the Passover train passes, you will be recognized as a true Bloby. So this is a jewel that Nana and Simon have given us, and trust me, we shall treasure it. Thank you very much. Ayoko. Oh, yeah. So the president of AOBA will also add some few comments.
Accra. Just to add a little bit, Nana Chair, His Grace, the Archbishop of Cape Coast, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just to say how happy we are, the current leadership of the Accra Oboes Association, we're happy to be here. We are happy to be associated with Simon. We are all witnesses of the great work, his diligence, and the amount of effort that he's put in to do this work. We are paying tribute and a testimony to the comprehensiveness. This is the first time the history of the school has been put together. The first time a comprehensive, let me correct myself, a comprehensive. Previous attempts have been made to write the history of the school. We've seen bits of it. We read bits of it from different perspectives. This is the first time that the history has been put together, a comprehensive history has been put together based on solid research, based on coming from every angle. He's done the work, he's taken the time, he's picked every relevant material from every angle, and that has been put together. So from the leadership of the Oboes Association, from the membership as well, from the Oboes Association, we recommend Simon's book, and you've heard from my predecessor that this is going to be a reference material. From this point on, if you want to make any reference, you have this great book written by this young, distinguished writer, so we recommend it. And that is why we've come here in our numbers to support him, because we do a lot of work with him. So thank you, Simon. Thank you, everyone who supported him. I'm sure he needed money at various points. Various people supported him, and Nana gracefully provided and supported him. So we also support it and we recommend it. Accra, 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 Accra. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So before I continue, if you drive a coffee-colored Porsche with number SBS 1817, I understand where you are parked is not appropriate, so if you can please attend to your car. A coffee color, it's only Porsche that you can have a coffee-colored car. You can't have a coffee-colored Corolla. So if you have a coffee-colored Porsche, if you are the one driving it, the number plate is SBS 1817. Please attend to it immediately. So next, we would invite a representative for the Ghana Education Service. Ghana Education Service, Dr. Kwabena Bempah Tandoh.
Thank you. Accra, Accra. Accra, Accra. Accra, Accra. Nana Chair, permit me to stand on existing protocols. I'm not a B, but I'm a son of a B. To bring some solidarity message from the Ghana Education Service. And I spoke to my Director General and he said, make it your own. So I wanted to use the opportunity to talk about the fond memories of Accra in my home. My father is a 1965 year group. So he's really from now, and he ended in Bubuashi. And he tells us that at that time, their dormitories were in Mamprobi when they first moved to Bubuashi. So they had to move from Mamprobi to Bubuashi every day. He speaks very fondly of his headmaster, Mr. Konua, the junior Konua. And he also spoke very fondly of his chemistry master, Mr. Brookman, and his housemaster, Mr. Ado. My father finished Form 5 in 1965 with housemaster, Mr. Ado. And in 1992, my older brother finished Accra Academy 6th Form in Ado Hall. So Mr. Ado was my father's housemaster, and my father's first son lived in my father's housemaster's house. So we had great stories of Accra Academy, and I was telling Simon that it's been built so that we are better able to know how to build superstructures on there. And in my glances through the book, I believe that Simon does a really great job in chronicling the history of Accra Academy. And 90 years, it's not an easy history to put together. And we're excited at GES also for the great work that Accra Academy has done for the country in terms of the importance in the people that Accra Academy has been able to churn out, and the continued quality education that Accra Academy provides.
Times of our great and noble institution, Accra Academy. On this note, we say a big ayeko to the author and a very special one to the administrative board of the institution, Accra Academy, for this remarkable achievement. Ayeko, and thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osenda. I've always pronounced the ISBN and ISBN. Today, now I know it's an acronym. Okay, so the last of the solidarity messages would be from our one and only Mr. Vincent Freeman. Right after that, he would introduce the author, and then the author would speak a bit about the book. Then we can go into the review and then the lunch, which will be done by the Deputy Minister. So if Mr. Freeman is here, right. Some of you might have heard about him and never seen him. So cherish this day.
Nana Chairman, Archbishop Pamabako, our special guest of honor, Deputy Minister of Education, Deputy Director General, Your Excellencies, Nime, Name, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols observed. On behalf of the past heads of the Accra Academy, I congratulate Simon Ontoyin, a young Blawi, for writing the very first comprehensive history of the Accra Academy. True to our slogan, we have to wait for 90 years before coming out with a book that will tell the story completely. There is no doubt that a lot of research, sleepless nights, interviews, and more have gone into the book we are launching today. And for this, I applaud Mr. Simon Ontoyin for his Herculean effort. The story of the Accra Academy is one of sacrifice, struggle, survival, and success. It took the personal sacrifice of the founding fathers to forgo their salaries for 5 years to produce a school that will not only provide good tuition, but also be affordable to those from less fortunate homes. More importantly, the founders, all below the age of 30, had a common vision and philosophy couched in the 3 tenets of the Accra Academy. Namely, 1, vitae non scholae discimus, meaning we learn not for school, but for life. 2, non sibi sedalis, meaning not for self, but for others. And the last, esse quam videre, to be than to seem to be. That is, honesty is the best policy, or simply put, transparency. These tenets form the bedrock of the Accra Academy. Today, Accra Academy stands as a success story of what vision, carefully nurtured with devotion, discipline, selflessness, and perseverance, can achieve. This book will therefore not only immortalize the founders, but also perpetuate their vision and principles. inspire and guide the present generation, and continue to inspire and guide successive generations of heads, staff, students, and the entire Birch family. It is my wish and hope, therefore, that every Birch will keep a copy of this book in his or her library. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With your permission, Mr. Nanape Chairman, I will proceed to introduce the author of the book. Mr. Simon Ontoyin is the elder of male twins born in Accra on 19 October 1987 to Mr. Yakubu Ontoyin and Mrs. Esther Sandra Ontoyin. He and his twin brother attended the Nadat Memorial School and gained admission to Accra Academy in 2002 as science students. In his final year at the Accra Academy, Simon changed to the arts program and had to spend an additional year. During his time at the school, he was a member of the Geography Club and also the secretary of the class disciplinary committee. In his third year, he submitted a proposal to the Alumni Secretariat for the creation of student career groups, a school-run ICT-centered alumni secretariat, and the creation of Accra Academic Common Fund to finance developmental projects of the school. He graduated from Accra Academy in 2006 and gained admission to the University of Ghana in 2007. At the University of Ghana, he began blogging about university courses and other activities. He subsequently became an editor of Wikipedia and contributor to 3 of his projects, namely Wiki Project Africa, Wiki Project Ghana, and Wiki Project Schools. In this capacity, he created an article on Accra Academy and worked very hard to get it a B-class rating on the Wikipedia quality scale and a high importance rating on the Wikipedia importance scale. In his final year at the university, he founded Exigency Ghana Limited to promote local Ghanaian small and medium-scale enterprises by leveraging on free web services to offer them sustainable means of growing their businesses online. He graduated from the University of Ghana in 2011 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in English and psychology. In July 2011, he launched the Accra Academy Biographical Book Project with the aim of writing the history of the school. In September 2016, he was presented with the Accra Academy Founders Award, silver category, for his various contributions to the school. Mr. Simon Ontoyin enjoys playing chess, contributing to Google Map, and copywriting and copy editing on Wikipedia. His other siblings are Timothy and Emmanuel. Nana Chairman, it is my privilege now to introduce to you the Accra Academy chronicler, Mr. Simon Ontoyin. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Freeman. Please, can I have my presentation? With your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to stand on the existing protocols. Okay, time is fast spent. If the PowerPoint isn't here, I would start. So, yes, next slide. Okay, I can hardly see. Oh, okay. So in 2004, when I was a second-year student at Accra Academy, I learned about Wikipedia. And you know, the perception is that Accra is a big school. So I went to type in there, Accra, and zero, nothing came up. So I said, how? Accra is such a big school and no representation. So I think the following day I went to the alumni secretariat, then Mr. Odonko was there, and I said, Mr. Odonko, there's this very important encyclopedia called Wikipedia. Accra is not there. The school has to do something about it. He said, oh, he'll tell the school. So 1 year went by, 2 years, 3 years. Even within this period, I kept prompting Mr. Odonko, you see. And then by the 4th year, I was then at Legon in my second year, and still, Accra zero, and I said, no, I'll do this thing myself. You know, and I have to tell you that in those days, editing on Wikipedia was, I would like to say, a nightmare. Very, very technical. You know, not like you have it today. Today is easy. They have like a web form. You have to use code. Very difficult. And I was frustrated because you put something there, they'll delete it. They say you have to cite sources, a lot of things. But eventually, you know, I succeeded in doing that. And so I spent a few hours at the BAM library every week. There was this book there, Africa, Who is Who, the Who is Who of Africa. A very big book at the BAM library. I pick it, read to find the old boys and, you know, piece together information about the school. And so 3 years later, I was thinking about writing a longer history of the school. So I started the Accra Biographical Book Project, as has been earlier mentioned. And the intention was to solicit the support of the school management to contribute information to the book. And actually to publish it the following year. I was very ambitious, or maybe naive. I thought I was going to publish it in 2012. Next slide, please. Okay, so I discussed the idea with two Blaobi, they know themselves, and the suggestion then was that, okay, 2012 is too soon, so why don't you think about the 85th anniversary? That was 5 years' time. And I said, okay, so I took up that challenge, but the real turning point was during the 80th anniversary. Okay, the planning committee was commissioned or directed to draft a history of the school. And guess what they did? They just went to Wikipedia, took the article I had written and just pasted it onto the brochure. So when I saw that thing, it was at the dinner dance. When I saw, wow, I was so excited. I was like, the sweat, the hassle, the frustration of putting that thing there, at least somebody appreciates it. But, you know, but then I actually didn't like the title. It was Accra, a short history. So when I saw it, when I saw that, I took it as a sign that I was on the right track, you know, and thank you. So, so I saw it as a sign that I was on the right track, and I saw the title as a challenge for me to do more for the school. So I resolved to write an elaborate history of the school. And before completing University of Ghana, I decided to become an entrepreneur because I realized I couldn't write this book if I was working from 9 to 5 in a regular employment. So I actually decided to work for myself so I could have the time to do the work. So it's a sacrifice, you know. It didn't materialize during the 85th anniversary as was expected, but by the grace of God, it is seeing the light of day during the 90th anniversary. I'm inviting readers, okay, who want to contribute information that can be used to update this book in the future, revise it, to deposit that information with the Aoba Secretariat or email it to from Jamestown to bibuyashi@gmail.com. Okay, the 100th anniversary is just 10 years from now. You might never know. Next slide. Okay, so the journey, I didn't embark on this journey alone. Along the way, unfortunately, we've lost some people. Mr. J.K. Okine, he was the third headmaster of the school. He helped a lot. His foreword is in the book. Justice VCRC Crab, actually, he was to launch this book some time back. We've lost him. And Emeritus Professor E.Q. Achampong. Also, when Nana formed the committee, actually, Nana initially said he wasn't going to do this then without E.Q. Achampong, Prof. E.Q. Achampong. There were going to be 2 chairs. Unfortunately, we've lost them, and may their souls rest in perfect peace. Okay, quickly, the summary of the book. You see, the biggest chunk we have here is the Samuel Ofoe era. Then we have education in the Gold Coast, 1900 to 1930. So I didn't just dive into the history of the school. I gave a background about how education was in the colony before Accra Academy came into the picture. Next slide, please. Okay, so generally it's chronological in order, the book. Okay, we have life at school. There are some sections. How was life at school? When we were there, life at school was probably different from when others were there. So it captures the various sections. We have selected memorable events. And these events are events that I think share a popular link with alumni. So when you read it, you say, oh yeah, I remember this happened in the school. We have anniversaries, and then there are several picture galleries. The perception in Ghana is that people don't like to read. So you see a voluminous book like this, and maybe, when am I going to finish this? I must say that some quarters wanted the book to be segmented by the various eras. And Nana was like, no way. That's not a complete book. So Nana insisted that it should be the way it is. So Nana, thank you very much for that. We have there are a lot of pictures. There are more colored pictures than black and white pictures. Next. And you can see where the most pictures are, about 200. There are over 300 pictures. So the pictures themselves, they say a picture tells 1,000 words or 1,000 stories. So even glancing through the book and viewing the pictures, not even reading, you would have a very good understanding of the history of the school. Next slide, please. Okay, so this journey, I could not have embarked upon it alone. I would like to give some thanks to some people. The full list is in my preface that I wrote to the book. The full list is there. I can't mention everyone's name. I give thanks and praise to God Almighty, creator of the universe and the giver of wisdom, whose benevolence has made possible the writing and publication of this book. I want to the VB Freeman, Mr. Samuel Victor Quao, we go way back. Mr. Emmanuel Bruce-Attah, a very good friend of mine. Mrs. Rosina Konwa, she couldn't be here today. She's 100 years old. So I went to pick her. I drove to her house to pick her. She had wanted to be here, so she meant to be here, but I went there and the family was like, oh no, she doesn't go out again. She stopped attending functions. So she's one of the people that I wanted them to leave to see the book. So I was very, very happy it was very emotional when I presented a copy to her. I thank God for that. And Mr. Joseph Amoa-Awuah, our current Awoba president, Mr. Albert Kwate, David Obeng, Nene Wayo, Usa, Mr. Jonathan Odonko. Is Mr. Jonathan Odonko in the house? He's not in the house. Is he here? He's not here. But I would like to, okay, fine. Next slide. Okay, so I would also like to thank the editor, Ebenezer Niamu. He's a former United Nations translator. The designer, Kwabena Japan, the publishers, Sub-Saharan publishers, Madame Akos and her team, you did a solid job. Members of the planning committee, Nana couldn't be here, so he delegated some of Victor Quao. We also have Becky, Rebecca Danso, Adeni Maleje. Thank you very much. We didn't have enough time, but we did what we could. And Adam Seshi. Adam Seshi is not a Blobi, but he's a friend of mine in my neighborhood. He's the one who actually helped me type the work. It was all papers. He actually helped me type this work into Word. So I'd like to thank Adam Seshi, to a young guy, a young man. And there's someone who, without that person, this book would have never seen the light of day. We don't know, maybe the 100th anniversary or something. This person, when they got involved, relentless, calling, you know, this book has seen the light of day only because of him and his associates, his backers. And God is my witness. He was very relentless. How is it going? How is it going? Every time, so committed to it. He has a deep, deep love for the school. And I would like us to give him a second standing ovation, please. Nana Akuoko Sarpong, Omahini of the Agogo traditional area. Thank you, Nana. As God is our witness, if it's not for you, this book would never have seen the light of day. Thank you very much. God bless you, Nana. Okay. Thank you very much. That'll be all.
Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you. We are gradually getting to the point where we would launch the book, the reason why we are all gathered here. I would like to acknowledge the presence of a representative from the Legon branch of Presec. So Presbyterian Secondary School, the Legon branch, or Presec Legon. Prince Saki Agote. He is assistant headmaster for administration. You are welcome, sir. When we meet outside, then we'll do the rest. Right. Okay, so next we are going to invite Nana Kwasi Gyan-Apenteng to do a review of the book. Nana Kwasi Gyan-Apenteng to do a review of the book. Right after that, we'll have a musical interlude. Then the deputy minister would give us the keynote address and then launch the book for us. So, Nana.
Nana. Well, when you think about it, the author has reviewed his own book. I can't do as well as he has done. So thank you very much. Nana, Chairman, Honorable Deputy Minister, my vandal mate, Justice Dotse, His Grace, yeah, it's a vandal, we're together. The only place to be. He's a vandal. Yeah, and Nana is a vandal too. Deputy Director General of Education, our illustrious author, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a real delight and a privilege for me to be invited to review this book. A lot of the history has been said, so I will dispense with parts of it
to make time, but I really wish to thank Nana Akuoko Sarpong, our chairman here today, for instigating my invitation. I don't know why Nana felt I was the best person to perform this task, but unknown to him, I really have a legitimate reason to be here. My association with Accra Academy began long before I was born, because my father attended Accra Academy. He was a student from the early 40s to mid 40s and did his Cambridge. And I think inspired by the ideas behind the school, actually went to Fura Bay. So it all ties up. So I am literally a blow bee. Oh, blow nana. Blow na bee. I will learn this properly after the event. The book we are launching here today is massive. It runs to 726 pages and weighs 3 kilos. I weighed it last night. I can tell you one of the good things about this book is that if nothing at all, if you pick it up 5 times a day, your muscles will develop and your overall fitness level, you become fit. So at least pick it up 3 times, 5 times a day. Nana Chair, the author has told me the effort you put into this, what the publishers did to get it here, and I believe that they deserve every ovation we give them. The inspiration for such a project can only be attributed to the enduring vision of the founders on whose shoulders subsequent generations have stood and seen the views across the parapet. This is an inspirational project that brings together several generations of men and women whose lives have been impacted by the school, whose name is shouted in a whisper, Blow. As I told the author a couple of days ago, this event transcends, is beyond a book launch. It's a celebration of the indomitable spirit of humankind that has propelled us to where we are today. It is a celebration, as Mr. Freeman said, of vision. That indefinable quality of mind that allows us to travel in time to a future even 90 years before. So, dear friends, as has been said by others, this is a complete book and a comprehensive project. It has everything you need to know about Accra Academy. There are copious notes and information on the founders. The entire history of the school is brilliantly documented from its founding on July 20th, 1931 at Manche Agbona in Jamestown, Accra, starting at Ellen House with 19 students in a 2-story classroom block. One of the things I find fascinating is that a person like Mr. M.F. De Annan, whose poetry we learned and all the rest of it, was one of the 6 teachers at the school. That is 2 plus the founding fathers. As we know, in December 1932, the Academy presented its first batch of 10 students for the Junior Cambridge School Certificate Examination. 7 of them passed. In 1939, the Academy now presented 45 students for the Senior Cambridge School Certificate, and 10 of them passed with exemption from the London Matriculation Examination. This is splendid given the time scale. Very, very quick. The rapid expansion of the school in terms of students, staff strength, as well as activities in and out of the classroom meant that the original site of the school became too small for its purpose. In 1956, the school was given a new plot of land off the Accra-Winneba Road at Bubuashi. Now, as we know, the new site was commissioned in February 1962 by the then Minister of Education, A.J. Dowona Hammond. Again, something very interesting, Mr. Dowona Hammond was minister when I was in primary class 6. He visited our school, and as a result, the following day was declared a holiday. So I've never forgotten him. There is no detail too small for the author. Every board and its members, the number of subjects taught, academic excellence, sporting prowess, all have been reported accurately. And as you would expect of such a fully fledged book, we have the names of headmasters and headmistress, school administrators, benefactors, and of course, past students or alumni, of whom a little later. So, as I say, everything you need to know about Accra Academy is in this massive compendium. Every dormitory and its history, every house, every provenance, every debate, every quiz, every homecoming, every speech day, nothing has been left out. There were times when I was expecting to see what the headmaster ate for breakfast in the morning. It is such a complete book, dear friends. I'm saying you can read it as a narrative and enjoy it, and as a reference. It is one of those books that I'm sure we will keep on going back and forth, and I'll tell you the reason why. Even for me, as a Bleo Nana B, Bleo Nabi, okay. I find it so interesting, I'll tell you why. Every good biographical project, whether it's about a person, a group, or institution, must go beyond its immediate subject. It must communicate something about the context in which that subject is situated. And so this book is virtually a slice of Ghanaian history. In fact, even of West African history. The author starts with a very, very interesting, comprehensive discussion about education in the Gold Coast. And as somebody, history is my pet subject, I just love it and found so much information. And this information is something that we all need to know. More importantly, it is through that first section on education that we make the connections as to why the school came about, what it has been, and the trajectory on which it has traveled. And it goes on to give us a very illuminating idea about the contribution of not just Accra Academy, but of education to our nation's development. In fact, the Accra Academy alumni list reads like a who is who of Ghana. And I'm happy to learn that you used the Africa Who is Who. It's a project in which, as a very young man, I was involved in compiling by a Nigerian publisher, Ralph Uweche, who used to be the editor of Africa magazine. And it's a very useful, so now I know who has inspired you apart from Nana. Now, originally, I thought I would mention some of the illustrious alumni, but who do you leave out? It's virtually like you want to understand Ghana history, read the book, know who has made what in Ghana. I was fascinated, and I was telling Ambassador that until reading this book, I didn't know that both J.W.K. Harley and Ankara went to Accra Academy. So now we know what happened in '66, right? So no Accra Academy, probably no coup. So this is where the social history becomes political history. This is where the political history charts the course of our development in all other areas. So it can be two friends meeting at Accra Academy, forming, somebody came and said he was a friend of the school prefect. That is the stuff of which history is made. And so, dear friends, you can take this book for it's a bit heavy, so maybe not for your work, but as a companion. to understand not just this illustrious school, but indeed the history of our country. As a chief, I have not been properly introduced. I'm a chief. I'm the Apejahine of Achim Eti and former chairman of National Media Commission, among others. So I'm a God-fearing man. So I cannot lie. I have to confess that I've not read the whole book. And the reason is this. So many of the episodes and anecdotes are so interesting that you come back to it. You think, you read something, oh really? And that is the only reason why I will keep on reading the book even from this moment. Dear friends, on this note, I thank you for the privilege, and I highly recommend this book. It is one that, even for a good school like Okwapimman, I recommend that we do something like this. So thank you very much, Nana. Thank you. Thank you for your audience.
Thank you very much, Nana. Simon, do you have in the book that the Kunia, the tower, at night it breathes? We were told that story too, that at night it breathes. So I'll send it to the email address for the 100. How many of the new students, have you heard that the tower can breathe at night? Me too, I heard it. I'm sure those in 65 too heard it. Right. Okay, so we're going to have a short musical interlude by the school choir. School choir, are you ready? Okay, so they'll give us a short musical interlude. Right after that, we would invite the Deputy Minister to give us his keynote address and then launch the book for us. So over to you, school choir. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so before the minister comes, I would like to recognize the family of one of the people Simon mentioned. I understand the wife and family of the late Professor E.Q. Achampong is here. Can we see them? The wife and family of the late Professor E.Q. Achampong. Right. Oh, let's clap. Let the family appreciate that we truly cherish Prof and his contribution to the history of Accra Academy. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence. Also, I understand the mother of Simon, the author, is here. The mother of Simon. So Simon's mother is Mrs. Simon. So Mrs. If he was Nigerian, that would be the name, but the Ghanaian. So I understand she's Mrs. Esther Ontoyin, right? Okay. Okay. That's mommy. That's mommy. Let's please be on our feet and recognize the presence of mommy. Let's give her the special ovation. Thank you very much, mommy. Thank you for such a gift as Simon. Thank you very much, mommy. We also have the presence of the principal of SOS. The principal of SOS, is she here? I understand is Mrs. Dotse. Is she here? Oh, it's the same person. Oh, so you've gotten 2 applause. I'll come for 1 when we close. Right, so the Deputy Minister is here. So we would invite the Deputy Minister, Honorable Reverend Ntim Fordjour, to give us his keynote address and then launch the book.
Thank you very much, Kojo. Accra. Accra. There's a popular saying that every Blobi is strong, powerful, vibrant, very bold. And the only time you find them blow is when they are singing their school anthem. Indeed, it's a very exciting moment. Nana Chair, Nana Akuoko Sarpong, Agogo Mahine, a very venerable man, a legal luminary, one of the most respected traditional leaders of our time, and a proud Blobi. His Grace, the Archbishop, Most Reverend Charles Gabriel Palmer-Buckle, the Archbishop of Cape Coast, His Lordship, Justice Jones Victor Mawulorm Dotse, who happens also to be a Blobi and the board chair of Accra Academy, the headmaster of this grade school, Mr. Ofoe Fiemawhle, and the Deputy Director General of GES, Dr. Tandoh, our distinguished author for this amazing book, Mr. Simon Ontoyin, our distinguished guests, Nime Name, the president of the old student of Accra Academy, the students of Accra Academy and our sister institution, St. Mary's, the headmistress of St. Mary's, staff of the school, and all distinguished guests that are here, all protocol observed. Indeed, today is an exciting day, and I'm personally honored to be here witnessing the launch of a historic book. I convey to you foremost the warm compliments of Dr. Yao Osei-Duchum, the Minister for Education, who personally would have loved to be here, but at the same time we're having this event, Cabinet is ongoing and was constrained and had delegated me to be here. It's an honor to witness the launch of a book, and I agree with Nana Gyan-Apenteng that today is not just a launch of a book. Far beyond that, it's a celebration of 90 years of impact, 90 years of excellence, 90 years of sacrifice, 90 years of the struggles that this school has gone through, the metamorphosis, the many transformations that Accra Academy has gone through, the journey from Jamestown to Bubuash is a celebration of sacrifice. Many times we bemoan the fact that in our part of the world, one of our greatest challenges is the inability or the absence of documenting some very important milestones. And of course, you will agree with me that Accra Academy is such a great success story. And this success story couldn't have gone undocumented. And what an appropriate, suitable way to document this story, the milestones that are recorded in the history of this great school. Of course, as unique as the name goes, Accra Academy is one of the most unique nomenclature you find in our education space. And that uniqueness reflects in the uniqueness of the old students that they produce. For 90 years, Accra Academy has become home to the best and brightest, some of the best and brightest boys from all over the country, and an opportunity for them to be groomed into becoming some of the very venerable and impactful citizens of this country who have served and continue to serve this country in very notable ways. We have many of them here, but we cannot go on without acknowledging the distinguished presence of Nana Akuoko Sarpong and Justice Dotse and many other distinguished, the General himself and many others who have most distinguished manner served this country. I must congratulate my good brother, a young man and very brilliant, Mr. Simon Ontoyin, for this great project and the boldness even to approach this project. This book, the Accra Blow, is a book that is an authoritative source of reference that carries the narrative of Accra. And I dare say that is the embodiment of the spirit, tradition, impact, struggles, and sacrifices of what Accra stands for. And today is a celebration. And so it is a very important occasion. It's a very vivid account. It's a true account. It's a pure account of the sacrifices of the young men. None of them was even 30 years old. The oldest was 29 years old. The vision and foresight of these young men having birthed the school. And today, the many successes that we see. Accra Academy continues to be one of the schools that we at Education Ministry and the government are most proud of. And indeed, I dare say that the great things that you've done in the past and continue to do, notwithstanding, your best days are certainly ahead of you and not behind you. I look forward to the 180th anniversary. Many of us may not be around by the time, but it will be another historic milestone that will be building upon this solid foundation that is laid. Accra Akablo, the institutional memory that's on the shoulders of the great men like Akuoko, Sarpong, and the many stakeholders who avail themselves for history to be repeated. That on their shoulders, a young man who is yet to be 40 years old, through him, this monument should be scribed and should be institutionalized. It is not a coincidence because we remember that the founding of this school itself was done by very young people. This story must continue to inspire everyone, particularly the current students of Accra Academy who are most privileged to be studying within the four walls of this great school. It must also be a source of inspiration for many other institutions and schools alike to follow, to emulate, and to document not only the success stories, but you also find in this book the sacrifices, the struggles, the many movements that the journey of this school had to go through. Today, we who are non-Blobis or neither Blonabis are proud. And we admire Accra from afar. But we do also feel the sacrifices that have gone in. And this solid tradition must continue. This standard of excellence must continue. The standard of raising very strong, bold, brilliant, creative, and innovative young men who are going to boldly stand in the face of the complex challenges that we have today and prefer solutions to them. I am excited that the opening pages of this book puts into context the education policy and the happenings of education at the time of the founding of this book. And I am happy that it's been published and been launched at the time that our education system has gone through many reforms and still reforming. And we have no option than to reform and reimagine how education is done. Today, we are bombarded with challenges that are not peculiar to a particular region, country, or even sub-regions, global. The global health pandemic, which no one prepared adequately for. Climate change challenges staring us in the face. Global economic challenges. The Russian-Ukraine invasion. All these plunged many nations into challenges. None is left behind. But of course, in this same phenomenon presents itself many amazing opportunities that our young people coming through education must be positioned and be imbibed with the skills that will make them globally competitive and bold and creative and innovative to stand to bring solutions to some of these complex challenges that we face today. So, Nanacha, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree that we have no option than to move away from the rote learning and the rote memorization. We can't solve these complex challenges with that style of education. It is a collective responsibility that we build a strong and robust education system. Today, we are having many young people that are being celebrated across the world. Those who have come up and patented some inventions and innovations. And I'm very confident that soon we are going to have our proud Ghanaian gifted and talented students that are groomed from our soil also leading the charge and leading some of the greatest inventions that will solve some of our problems. We want to do education the 21st century way. We want to be able to equip our students with the skills needed to thrive in today's world and to prepare them for tomorrow. So the challenge we are dealing with goes beyond access. Between 2017 and now, the government, through the free SHS policy, has been able to make it possible for nearly 2.2 million students to access education. Many of these may not have had the opportunity for higher learning if not for this policy. So it is a great thing that we all must continue to collaborate to consolidate the gains, that no child is left behind, the child of the poor, the child of the rich, all having access. But it's also a question of relevance, that is not only opening access, but reforming our curriculum, introducing concept of critical thinking, concept of team and project-based learning approaches, and not the individual heroes that one person in a class must score all the hundreds and be the first. Because the challenges today, the world we face, can be solved with one-man champions. And that is what has informed and continues to inform most of the reforms that we are busy with. UNESCO projected that in the next 30 years, given the massive investment that countries and organizations internationally are putting into education, many more students are going to access education than ever before in the history of mankind. But the Education Commission contends that it goes beyond just access. And that's according to the...
So next, together with His Lordship, would want to give a citation to the Most Reverend, which will confirm his official position as a Blaobi Nabi proper.
You have the voice, so you will read. What is that?
Okay. I understand I have the voice, so I should read.
The Blaobi voice.
I have the Blaobi voice. Yes, sir.
Much as he would like to read, can I ask the descendants of the Buckle family to please stand, because I'm standing here representing them. The Buckles who are here, those members of the Buckle family who are here, one or two manage to come around.
Let's let it sound louder. Later when, in fact, if they can even come forward. I'll put the icing on your cake, Most Reverend. So please come forward. Later, when he's speaking and he explains how they are connected to the history, you understand why the applause should have even been louder than what we did. Okay. So this is a citation in recognition of the Buckle family's contribution to the survival of the Accra Academy when it was founded. Mrs. Ellen Buckle, the widow of Mr. Vidal James Buckle, gave the Accra Academy its first school building, what we know as the Ellen House, and then the first boarding house, the Claremont House. The twin buildings, as they were called, made it possible for the school to be founded and to admit students from outside Accra. On the occasion of the launch of the first history book of the school, we would want to recognize and acknowledge the priceless contribution of the family, the Buckle family, to the founding of Accra Academy, and we are giving this citation for what Mrs. Ellen Buckle did for the Accra Academy. Thank you very much. As we stand in for the Bako family, we appreciate everything. Every single person who has walked through the gates of Accra Academy is appreciative of what your family has done. Thank you. They are leaving it with you. Right, so at this point, we would ask for the dedication of the book.
Nime, Name, Nana Akuoko Sarpong. I am very emotionally overwhelmed because I did not, by any stretch of imagination, expect to be involved in any way at all with Accra Academic School. My father was a student of Accra Academy. So I have most probably helped in coining J. Blaubi, Shi Blau Nabi. Ezake inche leji Blaubi nimie inche bi jimino Blau Nabi. I must say I feel completely overwhelmed because when Simon called me to ask if I could be at this occasion, I was wondering why me. Then he mentioned Ellen Buckle House. And my mind went to when I was 13 years old, 1963, and I went to sit for common entrance. And my father, who himself, Ebenezer Charles Palmer Buckle of blessed memory, 36 years dead, himself was a former student of Accra, took me round Ellen House and Claremont House, and he said, these houses were your grand uncle, Vidal James Buckle, and his dear wife, Ellen Buckle, nee Bannerman's one. Their residence was the Claremont House, and then his chambers was in the Ellen House. So I was deeply touched when I was going to sit my common entrance. And as I stand here now, I am not a product of any school of repute. When I went to secondary school, and I want you to laugh a little bit, I sat for common entrance, yes, but I sat for private entrance examination to go to St. John's Junior Seminary because I wanted to be a priest. In my life, all I dreamt of was I wanted to be a priest. So I sat and I passed for St. John's, which is today Pope John's Senior High School, a fairly reputed school. And I remember, permit me to make you laugh like I normally do. When we came back on holidays from our secondary schools, during the holidays, we, the students of Accra, would go to Orion Cinema, 6:15. How many of you went for 6:15 cinema show? Amen? Or how many of you went to Lido, dancing hall? Amen? So we would go there, and we used to speak pidgin English. So they will call you, Charlie, come meet my friend. So they would come, and they say, Charlie, we can't school they go now. And I said, St. John's. St. John's Grammar, Accra. I said, no. St. John's, secondary. I said, no. He said, Charlie, we can't St. John's now. I said, oh, St. John's, if you do, I say, okay, if you do, where? Abana Charlie, then they leave you, So we used to hobnob with quite a lot of them. And I must say that my father endeared me to Accra. And I was laughing when, is it Nana Apenteng who said it? That the only thing that is soft and gentle about Accra is the below. Otherwise, they are not below bikula. Anyway, so Simon, I just want to say thank you sincerely for this. And on that note, permit me to say something that has been very much on my heart always. One, the school matters, but it is you, the student, who matter most. And therefore, I look at the students who are there. I spent my life teaching. I taught in Pope John's Secondary School, 1976 to 79. I taught also when I came back from my postgraduate in Aquinas Secondary School, 1985 to 86, and 84 to 85. Then I went to teach in Achimota School, and I taught from 85 to 92 until I was dismissed to go and become Bishop of Kofridwa. And so I went to become a bishop over there. And I used to tell them in Achimota School that I was no student of Achimota School, but I came to teach in Achimota School because my sons and my daughters, the spark is in you. It is you who will make Accra still greater. It is you who will make St. Mary's still greater by your determination and by your feeling that you are called to mission. You have a mission. Let me leave you as an Osofo with a Bible quotation. Find time to read Luke chapter 2, verses 41 to 52. Luke chapter 2, verses 41 to 52, especially about the boy Jesus being lost in the temple. And especially verse 51 and verse 52, he says, the boy Jesus went home with his parents and was obedient unto them. And he grew in wisdom and in stature before God and man. This has been my mantra. Education, as the minister was saying, education is synonymous with formation, transformation, reformation. And that is the fact. Because education, educare, in Latin, means to help blossom in the child that which God has already instilled in him or her. Every child created in the image and likeness of God has a piece of God in himself or herself. He or she must contribute that piece by being educated so that he or she can blossom, come out that which God has placed in him. And therefore, there are 5 goals. Minister of Education, take them from me. He says, the boy Jesus went home and was obedient unto his parents. Goal number 1. He grew in wisdom. Goal number 2. He grew in stature. Goal number 3. He grew before God. Goal number 4. And he grew in favor with man. 5. Obedience is important because it makes us become self-disciplined. So my sons, don't forget about obedience. When your masters are insisting on obedience, don't joke with it. Learn to be obedient because it makes you self-disciplined and you become a self-propelled person towards success. Obedience. Number 2, he grew in wisdom. Not only book knowledge, my sons, not only book knowledge. You must grow in wisdom. And you learn wisdom from wise people. And therefore, learn. The brain can absorb so much, but learn from your wise teachers, your wise parents, wise people, anybody at all. Learn wisdom. Don't learn knowledge. Go beyond knowledge and acquire wisdom. Number 3, the boy grew in stature. When we talk about stature, there is more to stature than just physical, physiological stature. We also talk about aspiring to greatness. And therefore, you are called to aspire to greatness. And at this juncture, I'd like to bow to Simon. Your creativity, your resilience, your ability to contribute to something has made me very proud of you, and I'm proud to be associated with this. So, number 3, you must grow in stature. The Latins will say mens sana in corpore sano. That means a healthy mind is in a healthy body. So take care of your physical stature. Take care of your emotional stature. Take care of your psychological stature. But there are 2 others I want to add. He says the boy Jesus grew in favor with God. My minister, I have been piping this and I want to say it. I have nothing against the STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and maths. But I want to tell you, without God, science, technology, education, and maths will turn us into robots, not human beings. We must become human personalities, and therefore, you must grow in favor with God, irrespective of your religious aspiration, be it a Muslim, be it traditional religion, be it. You must grow with God because God is an innate gift that you have. God is in you. And that is what you must discover. And when God is in you, because God is infinite, you have infinite possibilities and infinite specialization. So take it from me. The boy Jesus grew in favor with God. Try to look for God in everything. And then number 5, he grew in favor with his fellow man. What is education about if it is not to make you of service to humanity? If education is to make you service to yourself alone, I think the headmaster said it also. We are not educated to be of service to ourselves. It is self-referentiality, No. You are educated to do what? To contribute to humanity, service to humanity. So the 5 are my goals that I leave with you. And on this note, Simon, you have been told it's only the beginning. You yourself have said it, that anybody who has something to contribute to this should help give you the contribution to expand it. We have been told by Nana Gyan-Apenteng, with whom I share the same ink fraternity, that this is not just a book. It seems you have given us something to look forward to and to read it and to go back again to refer to it, because you have given us the path of education. We were discussing over there, and I would leave it with the minister. It is now time that we have a stakeholders meeting to review the free education nation. I support it 100% or 110%. I do. And it is high time. I want to leave something, my dear friends, and add it as one of my last points, is that the free education should not give money to parents and to Ghanaians to indulge in frivolities. Because parents have forgotten that they should be paying for the education of their children. They have devolved that onto government and are blaming government. But we expect to see parents collaborate and contribute their share to the total education of their children. The children should be holistically educated, not just academically, holistically. And education has 5 stakeholders: the student or the pupil himself, the parents who are investors, the society in which the child is being brought up, the teachers, the formators themselves, and of course, religion. We cannot run away from it. 5 points. The student is a stakeholder. The parents are number 2. The teachers are number 3. The society is number 4. And those of us in religion. On this note, shall I ask you to rise up and let us do a prayerful rededication of this book? In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this wonderful effort of your son, Simon, Ontoyin. You have brought out of him something so beautiful, encouraging him to be and not to seem. Ese kwam videri. We want to thank you for this effort that your son has undertaken with the inspiration and the encouragement from many other people. We in our country say, Ofru pa eni epiawo. Your son wafru pa, and he has been giving the support that he needs. But Lord, he wants to reach even higher. We ask that you bless this book. You bless his effort. You bless all those who have contributed to this book. And on this day that we dedicate it, we dedicate also the school, Accra, Accra. We dedicate education in our dear country, Ghana. And we dedicate to this day all those who contribute to making us what we are. And may your blessings come down upon us all in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Amen. Nana odi ebeba be kotu anim na madawasi. Akra.
Thank you very much, sir. So we are gradually coming to the end, but we would want the school choir to help us sing the school song. The school song. Okay, so over to you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So we are taking pictures of the virtual high table with a copy of the book each. Whilst we do that, we want to acknowledge the presence So we'd like to acknowledge the presence of representative from Holy Trinity Cathedral School, Hotcast. Right. Hotcast used to have a female runner, the way the lady could run. Okay, we also want to recognize the presence of Mr. Alfred Mills. Mr. Alfred Mills, if you're here, the organizing secretary of the Accra Academy Association of Old Boys. Mr. Alfred Mills, is he here? Okay. We'd also want to recognize the presence of Dr. Kamaruddin Lat of the 85 group. Is he here? Okay, he's here. Right. For some of you who don't know, Accra Academy once upon a time had ladies in the school. So it has always not been a boys' school from day one. And so we have a few of the ladies chapter here. Mrs. Gifty Brew Mensa, is she here? Mrs. Okay. So she's a Blaubi. Or Blaubiwa. We have Dr. Mrs. Belinda Yaboa. Yeah, she's also here. We also have Mrs. Rebecca Danson. Right. Okay, so next we will take short remark from His Lordship. Then right after that, Honorable Nii Abbey-Ashong would help us with the auctioning of or the sale. Okay, so one sentence. So I'll be looking out for the full stop.
Thank you. I didn't want to speak again, but I just want to entreat all of you. I've reviewed the book, and I believe it is necessary for all of you here to have this book in your libraries. And then you can also buy copies for your friends and encourage other Blaubi to have copies of this book. And then make sure if you work in institutions and establishments and schools, make sure they have copies in their libraries to know about the history and development of Accra Academy. Thank you.
Okay, so the book has been launched. It's been dedicated. So next, we are going to unveil the book. So we are going to unveil the book. So to do the unveiling, again, we would ask the Most Reverend Charles Gabriel Palmer Bako to help us with the unveiling.
Are the gentlemen ready? The ones who want to do the big surprise, are they there? Huh? So as you have been told, we would like to unveil this book in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Amen. Huh? As Nana Gyan-Apenteng actually recommended, if you hold this book 5 times a day, I am sure your tiaps will come out very well.
Thank you very much. So if you don't go to the gym, you can just buy this book and use at home. Okay. So we're waiting for Honorable Nibi Ayibonte, he's having a tete-a-tete with Nana Akuoko. Then right after that, the sale of the book will commence. So, Nibi, over. Don't worry. Cordless mic, you can go anywhere you want to go.
Here are we now in Ellen House, the house of no regrets. From her our little minds were shaped to serve our nation great. Would you clap for me? Please clap for me. I've always used a Ghana proverb. This is how it goes. Eke mambi fi man, she man efe mambi. And Amai puts it very succinctly. It says, humans, not places, make memories. Today, Simon has created something to the memory of the Accra Academy. And we are here to reward his distinguished labor. If you are very happy, be very generous if you're clapping for the young man. Put your hands together. Of all the grace in the Accra Academy, this young black-haired man has done this wonderful job. The black and the gray would acknowledge you. No, inchame manchame kemanyeme, nanye bi ni bi aibonte. Mi dani shidugba ke nyena de kanye tashi ni nyeme. Ko nyena ni ne na agbe. Wala fe nyono. Ko nu wose ko acha nyegbe. Akanyi meni yo tu blow nye jegbe se asene akumaje. Ko kan de wolo ba na the contribution of these prominent chiefs. Ni Kamwa, ni Ayikai, ni Aibonte. Asene mancheme mene bomode Accra Academy. I think you deserve a round of applause for yourself. Sometimes when we're asking people to pay some money, my advice is this: don't look at the cost, look at the value. Look at the value of what is being celebrated. So we are going to launch this book. I have some 3 wonderful ladies up there. Now, when we launch, any price you give to me, we will acknowledge it, and you will get your copy until we get to the pinnacle. On my left side, I have something in common with this man. I don't know when he entered Accra Academy, but at the height of the famine in Ghana, I was the dining hall prefect. Today, I'm told he was a dining hall prefect. The man is a Methodist. I'm a Methodist. And we all come from Kwasi. Mr. Setai, give me a prize. Put your hands together for him. Give me a prize. Mr. Setai, give me a prize. Let's start the auction with you. 500 Ghana cedis. Yes, that's the first auction. You know, in law, when we're doing auction, we have something we call the reserved price. Until the reserve price is reached, I will not accept it. It says 500 cedis. Yes. Senior Victor Quao Nii Abbey-Ashong. Shimakunsemaba. Hello. 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Into pesos, it counts to how much? Several. Thank you so much, Mrs. Brew. 1,000 cedis. Yes. If you don't even have it, make an offer. We'll collect it later. The president of the Accra Old Boys Association, 1,000 cedis. 2,000? 2,000? 1,000. He gives 1,000, you give 1,000. 1,002. 1,200 Ghana cedis. Yeah, that's quite appreciable. I thank you. Yes, but I'll still go beyond that. It's below my reserved price. Yes. Yes. 5,000. Thank you so much. 5,000. 5,000. 5,000. Yes, I'm still going further. I'm going to tell you something about Nana and the late Professor E.Q. Achampong. I once met Professor Achampong some 5 years ago. And anytime you meet this man, he has something for the progress of Ghana. He said, tell your government that they must do everything possible to replace the aging medical professors. And his worry was that when they pick any young doctor who they can see the potential in, then he goes to establish a private clinic. And then the medical school is full of old professors. That was a very, very good thing. Nana Akuoko Sarpong, I served on the board with him. I remember he brought a truckload of food items in the Accra Academy. If I'm asked today to write a tribute in honor of Nana Akuoko Sarpong, I will say that he was, he is, he will forever be the Accra Academy. I thank you so much. Yes, 5,000. 5,000. Nana has done so much already, so I'll not bother him. Ladies, you know, time is already fast spent, but we will make sure we get something to take home. So I don't know whether it can be autographed for the one who mentioned 5,000, and then give my Accra president, and then Mr. Ayi. He's a good preacher, you know. So get it to them. Now, the year groups. Who are the friends of Nana Akuoko Sarpong here? Where are they? Let me see you by hands. Those who are here because he invited you. Oh, Impa, baby, ko we ga koti ogaminche ne fell. Baby ka ote ni obogan station ko we na ke eni gan yue mongbo ne akpa gan chomo shi le monete school ni eyu ake anya chonga lenche anye kanega mokonete university ne ba yue gbegbegbegbe we shi lenche anye kanega no nye bo amoden ko nye mo gan yue mo mi ojogba to mo klufi oke eke biko uno shinomi afe nyuma. Dan English manche bini face le che manche Edward dije pa nyole abaso spoon no le anu nkomori ya foko wa ehia akoyega hia ndi benkala mi fe ke twifan bukete ne ame akono ne eba amena kwa mesheje ni amena me kumbi la tem ko na chola wodin nye ewutitese ke blom efo eke ya ta o me bi adoto ba ha mi keje na kan le maguma fon no awo mi bi adotese le ko bi put your hands together. This is the way that's the way we can do it. Support a project I'm going to launch soon. We're going to get all the old gun books. We will publish it. Seek the permission of the executors of those who authored those books. And then we'll relaunch it. And the Ghana language will take its proper place. Don't you agree, Ni? Ni, representative of government chair. Now, the 1980-year group, are you here? Everybody would have to get a copy. 1980-year group, you are here. We'll give you one.
You give us a price. Don't tell me anything below 500. Please come. 1980 year group. 81 year group. 81 year group. Oh, you see, you succeeded me, eh? Vice President of Awoba. Thank you so much. 81 year group. Where are they? Make sure that you mark them. 81 year group. If I mention my own, they will say I'm a small boy, so I will not mention my year group. Yes, 81 year group. 82 year group, where are you? Okay, 82 year group, I'll pick my own. 82 year group for 500 cedis. 82 year group. Say again, I'll give you the money today. I'll give you the money now. 82 year group. 83, 1983. 82, 1982, yes. 82 year group. 83, make sure that each year group will collect one, and then they will go to the Old Boy Secretariat to go and pick and pay. Every year group would have to pay. You see, sometimes when admissions are in progress, and we are old boys, no one thought school will be here, but these little things count. So, I can't you know what you know, na kai. Edake jenu wo yo ne, dameke Akuoko komi. Yes, 84 year group. So please, all the year groups, 1, and I'm setting the price. I don't want to read any Rouse Act because I'm not the headmaster, but I'm going to make sure that anybody who will come seeking admission next year and subsequent years, your year group must pay. Your year group will pay. So 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, up to, what was the last batch? The last batch, some are not working. They haven't started working yet, but they have iPhones. They have iPhones. That's right. Okay. All right. I've just been informed. Yeah. Oh, let me acknowledge him. Hello. Yes. Mokoha 1,500 for the book. He wants to remain anonymous, but my assistant here will make sure. He said no. So what's the name? He's coming to collect it. Okay, we'll acknowledge him. You know, Accra Academy started from Jamestown, British Accra. And the chiefs and elders of the Jamestown school are here. They have requested that they will be giving 2 of the books, 1 at 500. The Jamestown stool, they are here. The chiefs are here. Jamestown stool. 3. Oh, they wanted 3, not 2. They wanted 3. Ondo trap. I'll do so. The Ghana Traditional Council. 3 at 500 each. We will do that one. We will present it specially to you. Nido Dunzaki. Ofane. Eneje tomabu moi. She want to work out that near Chile. Naka Ghana Traditional Council. Oh, thank you very much. You take the pledge. You take the pledge. Yes. Yes. 3 for the Jamestown stool. The Ghana Traditional Council. Nido Dunzaki will tell us how many they want. Enyo. Nakai. 1,000 each. Oh, thank you so much. Now, the Ghana Traditional Council wants 2 at 1,000 Ghana cedis. Please note it. And then we are going to give you 1 to be given to the president of the Ghana Traditional Council at 5,000 at my command. 5,000 to the government chair, the president of the Ghana Traditional Council. Please, 1, so that I can keep it in his library. Next time Otkas writes 1, maybe he may buy it at 10,000. Yes, please, I want 1 for the government chair, the Ghana Traditional Council president. So, true to Nidodu Nsaki, plus the 2 requested by Nidodu Nsaki himself. Yes, I'll do. No problem. I'll do so. We'll have it corrected. So, yes. Who haven't I called? Mr. But where is Africaja? Where is Africaja, the PTA chairman? He's not here. You're always growing young. I don't know the secret, but we'll see. We'll find out. I'll come back to you shortly. So, what we're going to do, anybody who wants 1 of these books can pick it at a minimum of 250. If you give me 300, I'll take it. 250 or more, I'll give you 1. And it should be cash in our hand, book in our hand. Yeah. Thank you. Oh. The Ghana National Association of Teachers. I can read this because I was taught by a teacher. And their representative is Dankpando Kwame. On behalf of the General Secretary, Thomas Tanko Musa, they are picking 1 at 1,000 cedis. Put your hands for them. Put your hands together. You see, once upon a time, I used to teach at the Accra boys in skirt. The Accra boys in skirt. They used to put white with some 3 buttons here. Now they are wearing striped blue and white. And anytime I meet them, I say, hey, do you like mathematics? And as for maths, it's difficult. I said, don't say that thing again in your life. Then I'll say, take a piece of paper and write this question down. That the perimeter of a square is X. Find its area. And say, so I should say, draw it. What are the properties? Go ahead. And your area will be X squared over 16. That's how I was teaching them. If I brew, oh, and then Mr. Setai, great. Great. Thank you so much. Becky? Linda is buying 1. Oh, please collect it here and then make sure it's acknowledged and then you hand your money. So he has given 1. Bubu Ashimanche. The Bubu Ashimanche. We used to tease ourselves. When we meet the Accra girls people, we call them Nima Girls High School. And St. Mary's was called Coligono Girls. And Accra Academy was called Bubu Ashi Boys. Their chief is here. He didn't prepare adequately. Whatever he has, I'm going to top up so that he gets the minimum of the 250. Thank you so very much, Ni Bubu Ashi. So I'm going to collect it and make sure I pay the money immediately. Dr. Lads, okay. In Rafefel, you Fefel, in Rafefel, ba, Kekwa Numwe, Poka mi kono ishka gangbe yin habu. Kewede. Doc. Hey, Dr. Lads, come out doing.
Miss Hansen got it. You're not going to phone again. Okay. Yes, Dr. Kamaldeen called me and he has given me some information. Years ago, I was instruct him to come to my corner, but today he has instructed me. I used to say, kneel down, and no food is going out of the dining hall, otherwise there will be trouble. On behalf of CLOSAG, the CLOSAG General Secretary, Dr. Bempah Ado, is taking one book at 1,000 Ghana cedis. And then this wonderful junior of mine, Dr. Kamaldeen Lat, is one of the medical experts you would love to work on you. He's also giving us 1,000 cedis. Doc, let's see you. We cannot see you. We can. Oh no, Doc, please. Thank you very much. Doc, thank you very much. If you can recommend something to me so that this tummy of mine will go down, I will take it from you. I thank you so much. Yes. Brigadier General I.B. Quao Nii, he says he's retired, right? He's a member of our board. He has a say in the running of the school with his expertise. Brigadier, where are you? Brigadier, you happen to be the friend of our board chairman, and I've not seen your brother, Ambassador Quao Nii. He's not here. Pick one for yourself and one for Ambassador Quao Nii, and then you bring me the money later. Please get Brigadier I.B. Quao Nii. And then Brigadier General, please come and pick your book yourself so we can acknowledge you. You have a lot of admirers. They want to see you. Brigadier General, I want to see you. Never grow old. Just see the man. Wow. Wow. Have you waved at the board chairman? Has he seen you? Give him a wave. Give the board chairman a wave. And then pick one for your brother, Ambassador Quao Nii. Pick one for him. And then you take their telephone numbers. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you something, but the minister left before. I'm going to say what I have to say. When I meet people this time, Honorable Nibi Aibonte, Honorable Nibi, I said, don't call me Honorable. My name is Nibi Aibonte. The Nibi itself is such a big title. Because this is Trotro Drivers Mate Association President, Honorable. Aplanke Association, Honorable. Everybody is Honorable. I want to be called Nibi because the Nibi is such a big name. If you go to Achim and say, Ohiniba, wow. No, be a Nibi. Aloje Nakai. Aloje Nakai. Nako Wafele. Now, for all well wishers of the Accra Academy, pick one book and give me 250 Ghana cedis. Pick one book and give me 250 Ghana cedis. Yes. Oh, wow. Can you see this handsome man there? Can you see him if you want to be handsome? You must be obedient. Charlie, come. 250 Ghana cedis, then you pick one. Mr. Acting 30. Give him one. Take their numbers. These are men of honor. Ambassador Kodo is here. Sweet. In Rafael. This is Ambassador Kodo. Year group. So all the year groups, when they come and they come to collect it, take their contact. But Ambassador Kodo needs one. When it comes to public service, Accra Academy is second to none. Yellow. Have you seen Atama? You know him. Look at the 22-year-old gray-haired man here, just on the second line. Give him 2. You give you a prize. Do so. The AOBA president pledged, is it 1,002? President, you said you give us 1,002, right? Our president needs 1. If you can help me. You see, our president, the entire Accra Old Boys consisting of former heads of state and speakers of parliament. Our president is there. Joseph Amoa-Awuah. He says you give us 1,002. You see, behind Mr. Freeman. 1, 2, 3. That handsome young man there. Give me 1 for me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see, I'm so inspired about this boy's work. The reason is this. I wrote a maths book some years ago. The book, my children have used it. Some have used it to become engineers. There's another engineer. There's another banking and finance. There's another French student. I've not published the book. So for this man to have the courage to do what he has done, I congratulate him. Simon, continue to go higher. Please be taking note for me. Where is he? Oh, wow. Oh, I'm going to make an announcement. The announcement is that the sitting member of parliament, a former NUCS president, Samuel Okudjoto Ablakwa, he had wanted to be an old boy of the Accra Academy. Unfortunately, when he came, the place was choked. He says he will take 1 for 2,000. His rep is here. Please come and then we'll give it to you. Tell him that in the next world, he should apply Accra. He will be there. Does he want to do science? Oh, no. No. Right Honorable Do Ajaho, we used to call him Adam Smith, one of the few academicians who served as the Speaker of Parliament, says he will give us 4,000 for 1. He has sent his rep. Please collect it and write his name. It's so sad that DFANA is not here, Peter Lajete is not here. But no fears. No fears at all. Yes. Who hasn't received a copy? I hope all those here are helping in the... Simon, come. Can you see this handsome old boy there? You see, in the blue kaftan. Take 1, go and give it to him. He will tell you how much he's going to pay. Go and give it to himself. Take 1 book. Simon, take 1. Simon. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Okay. Simon, your senior is waiting for you. You're a very big senior. This Dua Jao's own. He's speaking Dua Jao's own. So please bring 1. Now, you can see on the board, electronic transaction. If you are interested to pay by Momo, the reference should be book launch. And the number is 05414136019. And I tell my man student, never say 054, 0.2. It's 0.2. Yeah, that's correct. The Momo number is 5-4. Too many. Hold on. So get it corrected and then I can announce it.
I will sort it out. Yes.